Can you imagine walking into a church and seeing two guys playing ping pong on the altar? I think most of us would just be aghast and realize there's something gravely wrong with what's going on. It's because we understand that space as sacred. It's set apart. It's to be used for only one thing. One of the secrets of deeper prayer life is setting aside sacred space like an altar in your home. When you set aside sacred space, it has a similar effect as when you walk into a beautiful church. In my sacred space, I have an icon of Jesus and Mary. I have candles. And it's very beautiful. It's very small. It doesn't take up a lot of room. But when I enter that sacred space, what happens to me is something similar to when I enter into a church, and that is that I'm drawn to prayer. As human beings, we're affected by our surroundings. We're in a beautiful place now. It's a place that reminds us of a kind of a purity of life. But the fact is that we can have spaces that remind us of God, spaces that draw our hearts to God, spaces that tell us in all of who we are, it's time to pray. It's time to enter into that relationship. It's time to have that communion. So if you want to make significant progress in prayer, I'd strongly recommend that you set up a sacred space in your home used for nothing else but prayer. And if you do that, I promise you that your struggles in prayer will be greatly minimized because that space will draw you to prayer every time you enter in.
To learn more, click here or go to SpiritualDirection.com/pray. These reflections are brought to you by Catholics United for the Faith and the generous supporters of the work of SpiritualDirection.com.